I want to go over 5 of the most oversold Nanocap stocks from a price action perspective, not fundamentally. Some of these stocks are not, I'm saying, fundamentally good stocks, but I'm talking they're oversold from a recent offering in most of these cases. And all of them are 40% underneath their 200 SMA. So the first one we're going over is METX. And so this one had support around previously for most of this. This is the 1-year chart, daily candles 1-year chart. So it previously had built support in the 180, 183, 180 area. And then here we'll zoom back into the 30-day to see why we're talking about it. So actually was on a slow downtrend from $2. Then it slowly was trying to curl and build support, and then here they killed themselves with an offering. So let's look at the offering real quick. We're just gonna go over this very basically. So as of December 31st, they had 56.8 million shares. They did an offering, $1 offering, 40 million shares. So stock had opened up at 154, closed at 143. Here we are, stuck in the 96, 97, 98 cents range. So as of recently, I've been loading in 96, selling in around 1 or above, just scalping it. That's an easy 3-4% until we can get some momentum and try to fill this gap up to this 108 area, and then work back up to 123. We'll see. So the next one I'm going to be going over will be the 1-year chart on ASTC. So this one had a slower actual slight uptrend. Big spike, sold off both times. And then here we are. Let's go closer to look at the gap down. So overnight it had opened up 287, closed 223, and then next day here we are 150. And here we are building support around 110, 111, occasionally slipping underneath it, but holding over 1. So this one's interesting. So they had actually had, as of February, they had 19 million shares, and they did an offering at 150. Let's see how many shares they did for 32 million shares. So the stock had traded, above 220 up to 280 that day, and they did an offering of 150, killing everyone, pretty much holding. And here we are at 117. And what's interesting, this offering is long enough we can now look back and we see they have 49.4 million shares now. So from their last 10Q, they had 19.7 million. Now they got 49.4 million. That's 30 million extra. And their offering was 32 million. So their offering is about fully diluted. So I'm going to be watching for the bounce back up. We'll have to break through this 136, and then from there I think it will be pretty soft to about 150 and 170. So some good percentages. If we get some news and a catalyst, they could go right up. So the next one's going to be GEOD, and I just did a video on this one as well as the ASTC previously. I had done a video more detailed on that one. So let's go to the full year chart to look at this. So this is a new stock. It spiked up, sold off. So this had been previously holding above 4. Traded from a $15, we'll say, to like a $5 to $15 range since it had been trading under this trigger. And then it just did an offering for 91 million units with the warrants at 225. And previously had 6.1 million shares. So big offering, but a big amount of cash, and I'm anticipating a catalyst coming here with the business acquisition that they have a definite entry into. So this is a good one to watch. Crazy gap down. It'll be soft all the way to around 420, but the dilution hits at 225. So that's a good one to watch. Next, I'm going over AEI. And so this one gapped down. This one sold off really quick from 10 plus in the matter of 6 days. Big red candles. Not on too much volume necessarily, and then gap down here to the 4s. And so this one's interesting to me from more of a fundamental aspect on as of compared to all the rest, because check this out. As of May 24th, there was 8.5 million shares. They got 20.3 million in cash. And they have the total assets of 108 million. So then you go into revenue. They did pull out 3.9 million in revenue the first 3 months of this year. They're only lost 403,000. So if they're losing 1.6 million a year, they got a lot of cash to cover that for now. And the valuation with all that cash and that revenue, I mean, this is pretty good for a penny stock. I like the fundamentals here compared to what you usually see in this Nanocap game, as well as the chart. Let's go to the full 1 year. So this is a new ticker as well. Traded all the way up to $30. So that will be interesting to see. So the next one I'm looking at is FAMI. FAMI. So same situation. So this was on the uptrend. Went all the way up is to over 240 at one point. And then we'll go zoom in closer to going to 30-day daily candle to see the gap down. So they actually did an offering as well. So they had 20.5 million shares previously, and they went ahead and they did an offering at 30 cents, 42 million shares. So the stock was trading, 90, 80 cents, and they did an offering at 30 cents at a big dilution. I mean, 42, they only had 20.5 million shares, and they offered up 42 million shares. So, I mean, they dilute their share count majorly. So hopefully they'll do something. I suspect in this situation of a press release coming, but it will be a trap, and I think they're gonna end up doing being forced to do a reverse split. I mean, that type of dilution and that much price discount. I don't see how they get back over $1 and sustain it. As well as we'll see right here, there's a 13G recently filed, and no other than Savvy Volatility Warrant Master Fund LT, and we'll see the amount. They got 16.666. That's not a sign. So they got 9.89%. So I mean, Savvy. We'll see what Savvy does to it, but the way I'll play this is I think this will head back down here. I think people will keep trying to pump this. I think this eventually heads back down to this under 30 or sub 30, and that's where I'll load it and I'll play the bounces. I mean, from 33 cents is a 10% play. I'm not going to hold this long term. I'll day trade it. But I think this is headed back down to 30 cents and then reverse split. So be careful here, but a good scalp play once it gets back down here. I mean, it did go from 30 to 60. I sold that one way too early. I didn't think it would bounce that hard after that much of a price cut and that much dilution, but we'll see. So those are my top 5. They're all under 40% under their 200 SMA, and I think they're all due for major bounces, but they're not long-term holds. So be careful, and don't be careful even holding them overnight. Day trade. Look at them. Keep them on your watch list. look for that entry and look to get out as soon as you get profits.